welcome to LifeTalk for May the 12th, 2017. I'm Mark Crutcher.
And I'm Renee Hobbs. Thanks for joining us. And I want to wish everybody out there a happy Mother's Day that have children or
Has a mother.
Has a mother. That's right. Or a spiritual mother. Either way, all of the above. Happy Mother's Day.
Absolutely. And let me tell you, for someone who doesn't have his mother around anymore, be sure and cherish your mom, because when she's gone, you'll wish that there's some things that you wish you had said that you didn't have time to or didn't get a chance to. So
kids, pay attention to that one.
Pay attention to that one. Your kids especially, right?
Yeah, young kids, pay attention to that one.
The kids at the Hobbs family.
Yeah.
But I've had some conversations with your kids about that, about how they should cherish their mom.
Yeah, and they better.
Huh?
They better.
Yeah, well, they'll
get in trouble.
They don't seem to have bought into it totally yet, but maybe they will.
Yeah, hopefully.
You know, I have always said, and I've even caught some flack from it, that basically there are three kinds of people in the world who label themselves pro-choice. The first group are the ones that I think are just stupid. They are just to put it bluntly, they either don't know that the unborn child's a living human being, or they're uninformed, or they've never been educated about it, or whatever. But that's the first group. The second group are people who are just patently evil, and we have to recognize that evil exists in this world, and it manifests itself most obviously within what we call the pro-choice community.
Right.
These people are patently evil, and we're going to be talking about some stuff here in a minute to confirm that.
Yeah, I mean, Satan is the prince of this world.
Absolutely.
It's in the Bible.
Right.
So.
The third group of people who are pro-choice, I think, are mentally defective. They have a mental problem. I've said for years that being pro-choice, for many of the people who label themselves with that term, supporting legalized abortion is a mental disease, and I'm more than ever convinced of that. Every day we get new evidence around here that that's true.
And I would like to think that the majority of the people just aren't educated. That may be my naiveness here, but that's what I want to believe.
Yeah, but you still believe in the tooth fairy.
No, right. Sure.
So,
and Easter, the bunny rabbit.
The Easter rabbit, and yeah, right. So you may be, you may be right, but I believe that maybe it is that the most vocal people are the ones who are evil and the ones who have this mental disease. Maybe that's why they seem to dominate, because they're the most out there in the front and the most vocal.
Well, and I think a lot of those people are probably post-abortive people themselves.
Absolutely.
And they're just hurt. They need help, and so.
Yeah. You're just a nicer person than I am, Renee. I think that's the.
I want to see the best in everybody.
That's what but you've been here 6 years. Surely you've abandoned that idea somewhere along the way.
Not quite.
Not quite?
No.
All right. Anyway, let's talk about these people that are either mentally deranged or just evil. A couple of new articles out right now. One of them relates to something else we've said here for years, that what's killing the abortion lobby is choice. People in the medical community choosing not to be associated with abortion. And these people who always said that the whole issue is about choice and letting people make their own decisions and so forth are now changing their tune because they can't get people to go to work in these abortion mills.
Well, yeah, and that was the point that I was going to bring up with this, is that kids that graduate from high school obviously pick a future career to be a pharmacist or a doctor or whatever it may be, and they have to decide whether, if they do something like this, are they going to have to go against their conscience, where they stand on moral values, or just do what they're told to do and give the morning after pill, termination, assisted suicides.
Are you 46?
Are you all of that?
Right.
I mean, they're going to have to decide: should I go into this career and lose my license, or
that's right. And now we have an article by some hardcore pro-aborts, and they fall into the category of not mentally deranged and not ignorant or uninformed. These people are evil. They are thoroughly 100% evil. The New England Journal of Medicine now has produced an article, and the authors take this position that, listen to this, personal morality has no place in medical practice.
Exactly.
And they're saying that people who work in medicine should be required by law to participate in abortion.
It doesn't matter what their beliefs are.
What happened to choice? I thought this was about people making their own decisions, their own moral decisions.
I would never want to go to an OB that has the previous appointment terminated a pregnancy.
Right.
I wouldn't do it.
We've talked about that many times here on the
Yes.
show, and we had a young lady that worked here at Life Dynamics one time who, when this came up, said, I'd never thought about that. She contacted her OBGYN and found out that he did do abortions. And that was it.
Oh my goodness.
Not only did she leave him, but she knew a bunch of his other patients, and she was calling them at night. And some of them were horrified to learn that this guy was literally walking out of a room where he just killed a baby and coming in to take care of them, take care of their pregnancy.
No, thank you.
No chance of that.
There's a website that you can find pro-life doctors, and that is exactly what I did.
Right. But the idea, I've got to read this statement again. Personal morality has no place in medical practice. That is absolutely astonishing.
Yeah.
But it's another example of something we've talked about here many times. We talked about it on just a few shows ago. Abortion destroys everything it touches.
Yes, it does.
Everything.
Yes, it does.
And we're seeing it in academia, we're seeing it in school systems, we're seeing it in our politics, and we're seeing it most obviously in the medical community. This is an outrage. That the New England Journal of Medicine would even publish such an article is an outrage, and it's reflective of them.
Well, and they don't care, and they're going to push, and the liberals want this to go through. I mean, it's just like taking God out of textbooks, out of schools, prayers.
Everything.
I mean, it's just...
It's absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah,
now let's leap over here to another group of evil /
Yes.
mentally defective people. This is the issue of the, what do you call them?
Abortion doulas?
Abortion doula.
Yeah. I posted this on my Facebook page. This one has irked me.
Lots of things irk you.
Well, this one has really irked me. But the article that I posted is a little bit different than this one. So
these people now, an abortion doula, is someone that kind of holds your hands and guides you through the abortion process and is there to support you and so forth. Now they're saying, you know how some people will have, doula used to be somebody that helps you through a birth, right? That was like your coach or your assistant or whatever.
Right. If you wanted to have a home birth or...
Right.
Yeah.
Or a midwife or something like that.
Right, exactly.
Now they're having abortion doulas. And they're saying that just like in years past where you might have, let's say you had a home birth and you had your husband there and maybe your parents and his parents and aunts and uncles or whoever, and they're all around while this...
Yeah, because it's a joyous time to give birth to a baby.
Now they're saying that they ought to do exactly the same thing
Yes.
when you go in to have your baby killed by an abortionist. That the whole family should be there and support.
It's a happy, warm, fuzzy
occasion.
Yes, absolutely.
This woman is founding member of Action Canada on Sexual Health and Rights. She says, quote, "What I hope is that the person is surrounded by as many loving family and friends as they want to have around," unquote. I'm telling you, I've said it before, and this, the person who wrote this article, I want to read what they said. "I'm not sure what the role of an abortion doula is. Instead of yelling push, 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 does she yell kill, kill, kill during the abortion? And how do you go from assisting women to celebrate the birth of a beautiful baby in one circumstance to cheering her on as the abortionist sucks her baby into a tube in another?" That's exactly right. So if you're a doula, you're an abortion doula, you might go out here and help a woman one day deliver a baby and everybody's all excited and happy and there's the brother and sister there celebrating the new baby.
Right.
And then the next day or maybe later that day you go to another house and everybody surrounds this woman and helps her kill her baby and they suck it out into the tube.
Yeah, well, and the article is a lot like this, but what I'd posted is that post-abortive women, these abortion doulas, are now counselors. Instead of going to somebody that actually went to school to be a counselor to help people, you can go to an abortion doula for counseling, How compassionate is that person after she has killed, sucked a baby out of the womb? I can't imagine.
These people, I'm telling you, I know y'all think that I'm nuts for saying this, and I've gotten pro-lifers that have written me or called me and said, you know, you don't need to be saying that these people are evil. They're just misguided. No, they're evil. Some of these people are thoroughly evil, and a bunch of the other ones are mentally defective. These people have no morals. And you know what they really are? We hear a lot of talk about people who are what are called Holocaust deniers. And they always get attacked, and rightly so, that deny the Nazi Holocaust ever took place and that 6 million Jews weren't executed by the Germans and so forth. And they're called Holocaust deniers, and they're held up to ridicule. There is no bigger example of Holocaust deniers than these people. They're worse than the people who deny the Nazi Holocaust, because at least when somebody denies the Nazi Holocaust, they're denying a Holocaust that took place 50 years ago, that's already over, that's not continuing to go on. Mm-hmm. These people are denying a Holocaust that they're involved in, that is going on right now, and that is killing over 3,000 babies every single day. These are the worst Holocaust deniers on the face of the planet. No one was ever worse than these people.
Yeah, I bet you Joseph Mengele, if he was around today, would have a heyday with this one, with the abortion doula.
Yeah, and for those who don't know who Joseph Mengele was, he was called the Angel of Death, and he's the one who led all the just absolutely ghastly medical experiments that the Nazis carried out, primarily on twins, but on other people as well, at Auschwitz and other concentration camps. And it's interesting to note, I've written about this on several occasions, Mengele escaped Germany at the end of the war, and nobody could find him. The interesting thing is that I don't know how hard they were looking for him, since he was actually in the phone book under his real name when they finally found out who he was. Mm-hmm. But what Mengele did to support himself during the time he was on the run until the day he died, he was an abortionist. So he couldn't get out of the killing business, and he's like the poster child for the pro-choice community is Joseph Mengele. This is your guy right here.
Yeah.
And you know, if you don't like it, that's tough, but that's the way it is. And so, yeah, like I said, again, these are the worst Holocaust deniers that you could possibly imagine, are all these people. And I'm telling you again, they're either stupid, they're evil, or they're mentally defective. That's the only way you can support legal abortion. That's the only way. Yeah. Anyway, that's all the time we have. Do you have anything left?
No, well, I mean, if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, let us know. And then also, you can subscribe to YouTube, LifeTalk TV. So thanks for joining us. Right.
Also, we want to remind you, Life Dynamics, we've got some neat projects, and we'll be introducing one here in the next few shows that we're really excited about. And we've got a lot of projects in the hopper, and we've got one that's a long-term project we've talked about. But you've got to support us. We can't do anything without your financial support. And so I want to really encourage you to seriously pray about and consider making a donation to Life Dynamics so we can continue to do this work. In the meantime, we're out of time. And as I say every time we close out a show, Life Dynamics is not here to put up a good fight. We're here to win, because winning is how the killing stops. We'll see you next time.